What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Prince YouTube PS Compulsion signing in here, aka Prince Anthony. And ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time for yet another rebuild. But for this rebuild, it's going to be a little bit different because it's kind of a rebuild I already started. So for anyone that regularly watches my videos, for anyone that regularly checks out all of my content, you guys would know my Las Vegas Royales, right? So for NBA 2K20, when the game first came out back in September, I didn't start the series right away, but in October, I started a Las Vegas Royales expansion Myleague series. But the last time that I posted the episode for that series was in November, and the reason why I just stopped with the series completely is because, low-key, Myleague this year for NBA 2K20 is kind of boring. Now, I'm gonna save this topic for another video. I did make a video saying everything wrong with MyGM 2.0 on NBA 2K20. I might make a video sooner or later titled Everything Right with MyGM 2.0 for 2K20, because that mode is definitely 10 times better than Myleague. Because this year for Myleague, literally, if you're not playing any of the games, it's just made for simulation. It's just made for rebuilds, bro. Like, really think about it. When you play Myleague, you know, you're building your roster, you're customizing your league and all that good stuff. Excellent, but besides gameplay, actually going into the game and playing, it's really not much else you could really do. So yeah, enough about that. Like I said, I stopped posting episodes for the series back in November, and I decided it's finally time to end that series, and what better way to end that series by ending it all in one big rebuild, basically. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta pick up where we left off in November to complete this rebuild. But before I get to the rebuild, I gotta hit you guys with a recap for everyone that hasn't seen any of the episodes from my Las Vegas Royale series. So if you're unfamiliar with my Las Vegas Royales, basically it's a team I created from scratch. Custom logos, custom arena, custom uniforms, all that completely designed by me, your boy, PS Compulsion. As you can see my arena right here, my court floor is beautiful. Now taking a look at the jerseys, home uniform is fire, bro. White and black, Las Vegas printed. You got the little palm trees on the side of the bro. These jerseys, these uniforms are fire. The away uniform, black and gold. The alt uniform, I have a bunch of ideas for alt uniforms, but for this series, I'm using the gold and black uniform. Alternate Las Vegas Royales logo on the front. Well, Las Vegas logo on the front. Still fire. So let's officially get started with this recap, right? So when I first started the series, of course, when you start an expansion team in general, you gotta start off with the expansion draft. As you can see, there's a lot of good players available for me to choose from. So my plan for the expansion draft was basically choose as many young players as possible. Everybody, for the most part, gotta be younger than 25 years old. And most of the players that's younger than 25 years old are on 1 or 2 year deals, which is perfect for our cap space heading into free agency. As you can tell from the draft summary, we got some very good young players. Josh Hart, Ball, DeJounte Murray. We had a lot of good young pieces, bro. And with all the players that we chose, salary cap room, salary cap space, $77 million. We could get anybody that we want, bro. We could have like 3 max players on our squad. We are just rolling in money, and we in Las Vegas. So after the first season, of course, we didn't do well. When I simulated all the way to the end, Ball averaged 19 points, which was a complete shocker to me. I was not expecting that at all from Ball. Myleague Monk averaged 17 points for us. DeJounte Murray, 11 points. Same thing for Mario Hazonia. So this was pretty much a throwaway season just to see what the players on our team could actually do. Then when we got to the NBA draft lottery, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Because of that bad season that we had, we ended up with the 3rd overall pick in the NBA draft, but I was not satisfied. I wanted that 1st overall pick. I wanted to choose first, bro. So I decided to do something crazy, and I traded my 3rd overall pick with a bunch of future 2nd rounders and 2 players that I really didn't want on my squad to the New Orleans Pelicans for the 1st overall pick. New Orleans accepted the deal. And with the 1st pick in the NBA draft, ladies and gentlemen, the Las Vegas Royale selected LaMelo Ball. I bought into the hype back in October. I had to do it. LaMelo, he was going to be one of the faces of our franchise going forward. And oh yeah, we also had another late pick. I ended up choosing my son Agbaji. I think it's Abaji? Something like that. I forgot how to pronounce it, but Abaji, we got him on the squad, and he's pretty dope. Then I decided to do something crazy, trading away 4 players, including Myleague Monk and Josh Hart, and 2 future first rounders to Phoenix for Devin Booker, because I wanted to pair Booker and LaMelo Ball in our backcourt. They accepted our deal, and now we have the most craziest offensive backcourt in NBA history to come: Devin Booker and LaMelo Ball. Then we get to free agency, and after the moratorium period, we got Domantas Sabonis on a max contract. Well, not really a max contract, but a 2-year max deal. Well, 2 years max isn't really possible, but still a good deal for 2 years. Domantas Sabonis, pairing him in the front court with Ball. I thought that would have been pretty dope. And then we filled out the rest of our roster with some role players. We got Joe Harris, Jay Crowder, we got Maurice Harkless to sign with the squad for defensive purposes, of course, because we already got a lot of offense. Also, Kent Bazemore. And then on top of that, my son DeJounte Murray accepted the qualifying offer. And now we find ourselves with a pretty decent squad heading into the next season. So now that you guys are up to speed, here we are in the new season. Right now, we are 4-1. I did post a few episodes playing a few of those games, but right now for this season, we're 4-1 to start. And we've been playing pretty well, but looking through the roster real quick: Devin Booker, DeJounte Murray, Sabonis, LaMelo Ball, Joe Harris, Ball, my son Jay Crowder, I got Karooks, Kent Bazemore, Tyus Jones, Jordan Bell, Kostas Antetokounmpo, Nicholas Claxton, Maurice Harkless, and last but not least, my son Abaji. So like I said, our roster is pretty dope, but at the same time, I don't expect our roster to make it out of the first round. Maybe we can make it out the first round. I have no idea, but the roster isn't bad itself, bro. And I know the roster isn't bad because right now, Ball, at this point of the season, after we started 4-1, he's averaging 30 points per game. Devin Booker is right behind him, averaging more than 25. LaMelo averaging more than 20 as well. Bro, this is our dynamic trio, our big three for years to come. Ball, Devin Booker, and LaMelo Ball. In real life, if those players are healthy, in my opinion, I feel like that's a good trio right there, bro. It really is. I know what some of you guys are thinking. That team will low-key be trash. There's no way that will work. But at the end of the season, it managed to work because not only did we win 51 games in the Western Conference, but on top of that, LaMelo Ball, Rookie of the Year, averaging 19 points per game. Shout out to my son LaMelo, doing his thing for the Las Vegas Royals. Let's go, proving the haters wrong already. And also, I cannot forget about my son DeJounte Murray, 6th Man of the Year. Honestly, did not know what I wanted to do with him because, to be honest, he has a pretty much higher overall, well, at least when the season started. He had a higher overall than LaMelo Ball, but LaMelo was still in the starting lineup with Devin Booker. My man came off the bench, accepted his role, 6th Man of the Year. That's what I want to see. And I can't forget about the rest of the squad because we had a pretty good season. 51 wins. Devin Booker averaged 24 points per game. LaMelo averaged 19. Ball averaged 15 points per game. Sabonis was even up there, averaged 13 points. On top of that, 11 rebounds. Pretty successful season. But as a young, inexperienced team, although we had success in the regular season, there's no way that we are going to find success facing off against the Golden State Warriors in the first round of the playoffs. Being as inexperienced as we are, going up against a championship team like Golden State, of course we were not going to win. I was expecting the series to go at least 7 games, but we did get eliminated. We won 2 games against Golden State. I'll take that. Then in terms of the NBA Finals, good series between the Houston Rockets and the Philadelphia 76ers, but Philly comes through. They win the championship in 7 games. Ben Simmons, Finals MVP. Shout out to him. Hopefully he started shooting 3-pointers now. So yeah, continuing with this rebuild, check this out. For some reason, the game automatically moved the New Orleans Pelicans to the Eastern Conference and put us in the conference, or the same conference as the Golden State Warriors, the Lakers, and the Clippers, which makes sense for us, but I didn't think they would have just took New Orleans and put them in the East. I mean, they pretty much could have just stayed in the West. The West would have had 31 teams and the Eastern Conference would have had 30 teams. But in my opinion, I guess you could say the Eastern Conference kind of need the Pelicans. I mean, they need another good team in the East. And although the Pelicans ain't all that, they're better than a lot of the teams in the East. Now, moving forward to the offseason, the New York Knicks won the draft lottery, getting the #1 overall pick in the NBA draft. But check this out. Because we did make the playoffs, we have a late first round pick. And to be honest, I don't want that pick. But before we get to the draft, I don't think I showed you guys our coaching staff. In terms of the coaching staff, I got the best available, but in terms of our head coach, he was the assistant coach our first season when we had Ball with Josh Hart, Myleague Monk, when we had all those players on one-year deals when I first started the series. He was the assistant coach, but I bumped him up to head coach, and his stats been improving because I think when he was the assistant coach, all his stats were like B- or something like that. So he's obviously doing better as head coach and doing well in general as head coach. So Benjamin Walker, I'm keeping you as coach. So now it's time for us to move forward to the NBA draft. But like I said, I did not want that pick. But before I tried trading the pick, there's one player that I wanted to get rid of on our squad. And sadly, that's Sabonis. Now, although he did play well last season, I feel like we need to shift our attention to more defensive players when it comes to this roster because we have a lot of offense, bro. Ball, offense for days. Devin Booker, offense for days. LaMelo Ball, offense for days. We have a lot. Those are the only 3 players that we really need on the offensive end. Sabonis, we don't really need his offense like that. And then on top of that, he's not really the best defender as well. And there's a lot of other players on our squad that's not good at defense, including LaMelo and Devin Booker. They're not the best defenders either. That's why after every offseason, I send them to perimeter defense training camp. But nonetheless, they're not the best defenders. We need to get more defense on this squad. And I'm starting it off right by trading Sabonis. So I went through the trade finder and I found a pretty good trade for Domantas Sabonis. I found the trade straight up for Montrezl Harrell. I mean, I feel like this trade could definitely work out. The Clippers have a lot of defense, and I feel like without Montrezl Harrell, they'll still be a pretty good defensive team, especially if Paul George and Kawhi Leonard decide to stay on their squad with Patrick Beverley and those guys. Still a good defensive squad. So I was like, you know what? The Clippers want to do this swap. I want to do this swap also. Forget about the contract. That contract for Montrezl is actually pretty good as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing this trade. Sabonis for Montrezl Harrell. Welcome to the Las Vegas Royals, Montrezl Harrell. And oh yeah, when it comes to our late first round pick that I do not want, I'm trading that pick to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Bryn Forbes. Get him on the squad. He's a 78 overall. He's pretty good on the offensive end. I know we don't need any more offensive players right now, but this is a deal I can't pass up on. And I'm getting another second round pick because I just gave up a second round pick in our deal for Montrezl Harrell. So I get one back from OKC with a 78 overall player. I'm taking that deal. Moving on to the pending options part of free agency. You guys already know my motto. If you have a team option on your contract, unless you're pure trash, I'm picking up that option. So welcome back to the squad, Abaji, Claxton, and my son Karooks. But now here's where things get interesting, right? So I was looking at the players that accepted their player options, declined their player options, or had team options on their contract that were either accepted or declined. And for some reason, the New York Knicks had a team option on RJ Barrett's contract and decided to decline it. Are they crazy? Bro, RJ Barrett is an 81 overall. The Knicks declined the team option on his contract. I'm sorry, but I'm instantly giving him a max contract. We gotta get a player like RJ on our team. So after the free agency moratorium period, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the squad. RJ Barrett, I'm giving him that max deal. I do not care. We need we need a good wing player because that's one thing we were really missing on the squad. I think in the starting lineup, in the last episode of this series that I did, our starting small forward was Karooks. That's horrible right there, bro. So RJ Barrett, definitely an upgrade. He's still young. He's still improving. So add RJ Barrett with Ball, LaMelo Ball, and on top of that, Devin Booker. and a Montrezl Harrell. That's a dope starting 5, bro. So then continue with free agency. We gotta fill up some more spots on our roster. I signed my man James Johnson. And then check this out, bro. DeJounte Murray was going to accept an offer from the Phoenix Suns, and Ball was going to accept an offer from the New York Knicks. Get out of here with that BS. So because they were restricted free agents, DeJounte Murray, I matched his contract, 2-year deal. Welcome back to the squad. Same thing for Ball, 2-year deal, matching his contract. Welcome back to the squad, DeJounte Murray and Ball. Also, we signed Fred VanVleet for defensive purposes and Duncan Robinson because more offense. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be going after defensive players, but I just can't help myself, bro. Duncan Robinson is pretty good. I see him play with the Miami Heat, or I watch him play with the Miami Heat in real life. The kid could play. So then we get to the player progression menu. All I see is green. That's what I want to see. Rhyming accidentally. I got bars for days. I do not play. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But bro, all I see is green, except for Fred VanVleet. He had to mess it up. How did his overall drop that much? I don't understand. But nonetheless, he's still in the green. And also before the offseason end, I made a quick trade. Tyus Jones, Caruso. I traded them to the Utah Jazz for Bobby Portis because we need a good backup center to go behind my son Montrezl Harrell that could play defense, that's good on the rebounding. I was going to say on the rebounding end. That's a good rebounder in general. And also they threw in a lottery protected pick, so I'm accepting that deal. And oh yeah, I decided to flip that pick that I got from the Jazz because I'm trading that pick to the New York Knicks for their pick, and their pick is top 3 protected. So the Jazz, they're more than likely going to end up in the lottery, but the New York Knicks, they're definitely not getting another top 3 pick in my opinion. I don't think they're that bad. So I think they're going to end up falling out of the top 3, and we're going to end up getting that pick. So made that trade. So now we get to the new season, and to be honest, our roster is not bad at all, but to be honest, our second unit is still kind of shaky. I mean, we got the 6th man of the year in DeJounte Murray coming off the bench, but the rest of the team is looking decent. They're not looking bad at all. But our starting 5 is lit. LaMelo Ball, Devin Booker, RJ Barrett, Ball, Montrezl Harrell. We should at least win another 50 games like last season. And 50 games we did win, or should I say more than 50 games, because we arrived at the end of the season, nobody on our squad won an award. So what? We won 55 games. That's exactly what I want to see. Let's go. And although we're one of the best teams in the Western Conference, I don't feel like we're going to make a deep playoff run because DeJounte Murray is dealing with an injury. And on top of that, Montrezl Harrell is dealing with an injury as well. But for this season, our players they played spectacular. That's what I want to see. Devin Booker averaged 22 points per game this season. LaMelo had 18. Ball did his thing as well. But RJ Barrett only averaged 13 points. I'll keep my eyes on RJ. But at the same time, we do have a lot of offense on this squad, so I don't expect them to be scoring that much. Just as long as RJ and Montrezl Harrell affect the game on the defensive end, that's good enough for me. Although both of them did average 13 points this game for the season. Still pretty good. But like I said, Montrezl Harrell, DeJounte Murray, both of those players are injured. Yeah, we're not going far in the playoffs. I predict at least the Western Conference Finals. Maybe. I hope so. So now let's see how far we are going to go. First seed in the Western Conference. 2-0 series lead against the Memphis Grizzlies, facing them in the first round. Easy series. I knew we were going to get the sweep, most definitely. Now here we are in the second round, matched up against the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James. We are not winning this series at all. Maybe we can. We had a 2-1 series lead. Series is tied at 2-2. They got a 3. Okay, it went to a 7-game series before we got eliminated by LeBron. Like I said, we're still a pretty inexperienced playoff team. Eventually, we're going to get there. Then in terms of the NBA Finals, same as the year before. Houston Rockets, Philadelphia 76ers, Game 7. Philly wins once again. I feel so bad for the Rockets, bro. Like, 2 Game 7s back-to-back years, and you lose both of them. That's sad. So now we get to the draft lottery, and surprisingly, we got the 10th overall pick thanks to the New York Knicks. That's what I want to see. I told you guys, it was a very good idea for me to flip that pick, the Utah Jazz lottery protected pick, into that pick that we got for the New York Knicks that was top 3 protected, because look at that, the Knicks automatically was going to fall out of the top 3. I knew they were not that bad, and we secured the 10th overall pick in the NBA draft. The question is, do I want that pick? And the answer is nope. I am trading the 10th overall pick in James Johnson to the Boston Celtics for a future second rounder and my son Amar Silla. If you guys did not see my Memphis Grizzlies rebuild, go ahead and check that out. We had him on the squad. That dude is a straight beast. I've been watching some of his highlights. Yo, he could play, bro. He could really play. I'm definitely doing this deal. He's a 79 overall. We could definitely use him off the bench with DeJounte Murray. Backing up ball. Amar Silla, I gotta do this trade. Now we get to the pending option section. Of course, I'm picking up the team option on LaMelo Ball. Why would I be dumb like the New York Knicks when they declined the team option on RJ Barrett's contract? That was dumb of them to do, bro. And now look at him balling out on our squad. And in terms of free agency, I'm keeping the roster exactly the way that it is. I don't really gotta make much adjustments. I just gotta bring back some players and make a few adjustments here and there. But we signed Chris Dunn. He's a new player on our squad. Al-Farouq Aminu for defensive reasons. Him and Chris Dunn could play defense. Kyle Anderson as well could play defense. Maurice Harkless brought him back. Fred VanVleet, Bobby Portis, Duncan Robinson. Although later on, before we get to the next season, I'll waive him because we can't take 16 players into the new season. We can only take 15, which really sucks. So I had to waive him. But Nicholas Claxton, we brought him back as well, and Masa Nabaji. So keeping the roster as same as it could be, bro. Like, we just got to keep this roster the same while bringing in some new pieces, and I feel like next season is our time. Then we get to the player progression part of the offseason, and the only player that's really decreasing is Montrezl Harrell, which doesn't really make sense because he's not even 30 years old yet. But hey, all we need him for is defense. I really don't care. The rest of the squad is increasing or they stay the same, so that's pretty good. So now welcome to the new season. And looking at our roster, I gotta say, we got a good amount of talent to make a run this year for the NBA championship. Our starting 5 is still extremely lit. Ball, RJ Barrett, Montrezl Harrell, Devin Booker, LaMelo Ball. Coming off the bench, Amar Silla, DeJounte Murray. We got players that could play defense. We got players that could score coming off the bench in our second unit. So I feel like this year, we could make a major run. Make it to at least the NBA Finals, but nonetheless, at the end of the season, the rebuild is complete because we have a stacked roster. Our roster is looking good for the future, and a lot of the players in our starting 5 is young, so we're going to be lit. But the way our roster is looking, like I said, I really feel like we could make a run at the championship this season. If we win or lose, doesn't really matter. The rebuild is basically complete because we have talent for years to come, bro. Look at this team. A lot of the players in our starting 5, except for Montrezl Harrell, is extremely young. We're gaining that playoff experience. I think I low-key built a dynasty over here, bro. Low-key. So I simulated to the end of the season, and we had the best season in Las Vegas Royale's history, winning 62 games. We lost 20 games, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? My son went from assistant coach to head coach. My son Benjamin Walker won coach of the year. That's what I want to see. Starting from the bottom, now we here. My son Walker, bro, he's really putting on for the city right now. Benjamin Walker, coach of the year, Las Vegas Royales. Let's go. We're not wasting no time getting into some postseason action. Number 1 team in the Western Conference, number 1 seed, first round matchup against the Utah Jazz. Easy sweep. Easy, bro. Just easy. Second round, we're facing off against the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. Come on, bro. We got to beat the Mavs. We have to beat the Mavs. They got KP. I got Ball. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the Western Conference Finals, facing off against the Houston Rockets. I am not letting the Rockets get to the NBA Finals again just for them to lose. But check this out, in the Eastern Conference, the Atlanta Hawks and the New York Knicks are the last 2 teams remaining. The Hawks got Trae Young, Jaylen Brown, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins. They have a pretty good squad over there. I can't even lie. But bro, let's take a second and look at this New York Knicks squad. The New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals with Kevin Knox, Mitchell Robinson, Derrick Rose returned to the squad. And they got Lonzo Ball, bro. Lonzo Ball. They also got Jalen Green. I didn't even realize that. Jalen Green, who they drafted. I think they drafted him with the #1 overall pick in the NBA draft when they had it. But they got Lonzo Ball. Like, come on, 2K. When I simulate this round, you guys got to do it one time for the culture. LaMelo Ball versus Lonzo Ball in the NBA Finals. Come on, y'all got to... 2K, make it happen, bro. Make it happen. All right, so it's game time. Simulating the Western Conference Finals and the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's see who's going to the NBA Finals. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be the Las Vegas Royals against the New York Knicks. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be LaMelo Ball against Lonzo Ball. LeVar Ball is probably throwing a party right now. He's probably like, I told y'all my sons are going to be battling for the NBA championship. I cannot imagine him on First Take if this was to happen on real life or in real life. He would be going insane. But LaMelo versus Lonzo, NBA Finals. You couldn't have wrote a better end to this rebuild, bro. You really couldn't. So now it's time to crown a champion. I'm trying to remain calm. Simulating the NBA Finals. We got a 3-0 series lead against the New York Knicks. I gotta jump in and simulate Game 4 using SimCast. We're playing in front of the New York Knicks audience in MSG. We got a good lead, and look at this. 11-point lead, 1:32 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. I'm going to jump in. But ladies and gentlemen, this should do it. Las Vegas Royals, rebuild is complete. We're your NBA champs.
And they've done it, the new NBA champions. What a moment it is right now to see the team who played so well together enjoying this NBA championship moment.
And you talk about a defining moment. This is it. They have played so well together. They deserve every ounce of this NBA championship moment.
And seeing this team come together over the course of the season and on into the playoffs, what a joy.
Bro, I gotta admit, I did not think that we was going to win the NBA championship this season. Why is Bobby Portis holding the trophy? Bro, give that to Devin Booker or somebody. There we go. Finals MVP, LaMelo Ball. Could not have wrote a better ending to this rebuild. LaMelo versus Lonzo in the NBA Finals. And to think, I almost offered Lonzo Ball a max contract during free agency like 2 seasons ago, bro. Insane to think about. NBA champs, yo, Las Vegas Royals. So thank you guys for watching this rebuild. It sucks that I had to end the series this way, but I don't know what else to say. Las Vegas Royals NBA champs. So hope you enjoyed this rebuild. See you guys in the future for more rebuilds. Also, make sure click one of the playlists on the screen. What are you doing? Check out some of my other content because my content is fire. My content is lit. I'll see you guys in the next rebuild. Thank you guys once again for watching. This is the Prince of YouTube signing out.